Howdy, howdy, fellas. What's the end of the match? Nah, this is just the match before. What is this? What game is this? World of Warships Legends. That's what we're playing. Sometimes YouTube figures it out, sometimes it doesn't. There's my build. That's why I included this part of the clip. I didn't have a screenshot, so I was like, oh yeah, it'll show it. So, but then we'll cut out the middle part. Yeah, jump right into the good stuff. So, World of Warships Legends match today in the Duchaffault. This is the new. Oh, we're on the map neighbors. I've gotten out of saying the map name and I've forgotten them all again. That was one of my goals, is to learn the map names, and I'm falling down on the job there. So, yeah. Anyway, this is the French alternate line of destroyers. I am running Le Fierce on this, honestly, mostly just out of spite. This hull is like the most fantastic gunboat hull I have ever seen. 360 turrets at the back. The firing angles are just fantastic. It's like zippy and nimble. Detectability is fine. It's got a pretty, actually quite small footprint. The four smokes, the engine boost, like, if this thing had slightly better reload, I think it would easily be the best gunboat at the tier. Well, it'd probably need a significantly better reload. Um, but as it stands, it's still pretty good. Just the 360 turrets and the firing angles on this thing. Being able to maneuver while keeping the majority of your firepower on target should not be underestimated for a destroyer. That's one of the reasons I like the British line once they pick up the 360 rear turret. But this thing's not a gunboat. I don't really recommend Le Fierce on it, although I did have a very good game in this one and in the one previous. I think Aboino is the intended commander for these, especially because he picks up that new skill at the bottom of the tree. I think it significantly improves these torpedoes twofold. What is it? It gives you the reload boost, which is very nice. Or it's like kind of AL Colorado's every 3 salvos, or every 3 launches per launcher you get like a quicker one. But what is it? How is it worded? The way the torpedoes on these work is they have like a runtime at a actually pretty slow speed, and they get like a rocket boost that kind of accelerates them faster towards the end of their run. Aboino's his kind of special skill at the bottom of the tree decreases the amount of run-up time. So I think these are almost like 6 kilometers, at a quite slow speed. I think it's 50 knots stock. Oh yeah, I was frustrated. Damage saturation on the Akatsuki. These things don't have phenomenal HE alpha on the shells. Anyway, one of the things holding it back from being a truly top tier gunboat. But I hit that Akatsuki so many times, it just was not taking damage. Here we get a little uh-oh with this Mutsu coming around the corner. I'm just talking about too many things. The Boino's skill, I think, you should just use him. I did actually take off Subsurface Venture to keep the reload on the guns a little bit higher, because I do tend to use the guns a lot, as I may have mentioned. Here I am popping smoke again. One of the other just fantastic things about this line is these smokes are amazing. They're not British smokes. They're probably not quite as good as like the British or Pan-Asian smokes. But just getting look at that, a minute 30 on the cooldown. They are up almost as soon as the smoke runs out. You can almost chain these. I tend to find these 4 smoke destroyers just very flexible, very useful. You have the optionality to get yourself into trouble and then the ability to get out. One of the things they added to the gearing at Legendary tier with the last patch is they gave it a 3rd smoke. I believe they did reduce the cooldown a little bit, but it's not... I don't know. I should go check it before I say anything about it. I don't know that you can chain it or nearly chain it like these. Maybe you can, but it's also like that's just too long to sit in one spot in a destroyer the vast majority of the time, in my opinion, and in my experience. Like, and we've all seen it. Like, you see the American destroyer just sitting in its smoke. Although, honestly, these days I might even take that over the truly phenomenal amount of Gleaves destroyers I've had on my team. But I am totally digressing at this point. I've been, I don't know if I've had a cold or allergies, so if my voice sounds weird, I've got like the most ridiculous head congestion just from a full week of barely being able to breathe. So I'm also probably a little loopy, but so, bear with me. I wanted to get this out because the line's relatively new. Like, what are you doing with them? I like these. I like them more than I thought I would. And it's really this hull. Like, just, again, being able to get the guns on target is just so nice. I don't know why I have AP loaded here. I meant to check watching it back. Like, when did I do that? I think I might have just hit it by accident. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fire an AP salvo at some point. I'm like, what? Why do I have AP loaded? So I have no answer. I have no explanation for that one. I'm just watching the map, watching the match. My team, I assume, has that battleship over at sea, so I do think the best thing I can do is come flip the mid cap and then be in position to contest this Gaidi and is this West Virginia down there? Um, Presumably they're going to finish off this Akatsuki, and it's funny. I remember in the match, I even thought like, "Oh, Akatsuki's firing AP. Like, what's he doing?" You'll see. Oh yeah, this one. I'm like, "Oh God, I have AP loaded. Like, what am I doing?" When do I realize it? Oh yeah, I realized it on that one. I was like, "Wait a second, that wasn't HE." But we do flip it, and down. Oh yeah, down goes a Dallas, and I'm just like, "Uh-oh, did I make a mistake? Should I have stayed over there?" I really thought my team had that. I would like to get the fire on this. This is one of the things I really like to do if possible. Get that little cheeky fire, cycle the damage con, especially with Torps incoming. Also, maybe give that Akatsuki some breathing room. If we can just get a little pressure off of him being alive down there, even if he's not sinking stuff, just being a threat to those ships is beneficial for us. But he goes down. The Tennessee is locked in. Set another fire. Let's see, I've already flipped the cap, so I'm trying to, at this point, with the Torps, no surprise there. Just trying to get this damage on this guy. At this point, the match is relatively firm in our favor. I can outrun this ship. The Gaidi is way out of position. With the amount of time left, the amount of caps we have, and the points we have, we should be fine. But if if they sink a lot of ships, flip a cap. Maybe the carrier just I'm never certain. Even on ships way up on caps and points, this should be a slam dunk. But you just never know. You never know when your carrier is gonna just full speed ahead. I don't know, drops his controller and goes AFK or something. So I fight it until the end. Is this greed? Not really. Again, to that point, I just always am worried that someone's going to drop the ball if we don't play to win. So this isn't even really a win more decision on my part. I've just seen too much. I have seen too much. There is still too much time left in the match, even in a 5-6 match where the ships aren't necessarily as deadly. I've seen it. I've seen the nonsense. So we just want to stay in contention here. I have 2 more smokes, so I'm relatively safe. As long as I don't get sonar trapped by the Gaidi. He only has a 4-kilometer sonar, so that's not going to happen. He does have good concealment. A lot of them don't, but he's got quite good concealment. And he whiffs his shot. I get mine. Again, like, a little lackluster on the damage. They don't have amazing alpha. That felt a lot better, but sometimes the guns just don't quite do what you want them to. But still, on the whole, I like them. I wish I wish I could just trade hulls with the... Oh man, what is it? The Gepard. The tier 5, kind of more gun-focused. That would be so nice. But we can't, so whatever. Try to throw some torps in there. He whiffs. Guy who doesn't have great guns for, like, this kind of fight. I don't know. I just... The gun, I feel like that's a ship that could get revisited. It's not bad, but especially with the German alt line now, like, you know, what is it supposed to do? So yeah, not bad, but I honestly, the German mainline destroyers, kind of as a whole, I think can maybe use a little attention. Like torp-focused hybrid destroyers to the maybe more gun-focused British hybrids. And again, I'm not as good with torpedoes as guns, so maybe that's just bias, whatever. Here, we're taking the shot because basically, if I get spotted, the guide is out of the smoke, so if he shoots at me, I'm going to see him. I was hoping he would be a little further, you know, further out of smoke, I could get a shot off, so he actually played that pretty well to be, like, heading back into the smoke right as he took the shot. That was good on his part, but he doesn't realistically have enough health at this point to take me on unless I eat a torpedo. So we're just kind of looking at where his launch angles likely would have been, and I'm going to keep going straight to head around his nose, because unless he launched them a long time ago, there's realistically not a way he could have gotten torpedoes on this side. So now we're pretty set. Our carrier did not do some random YOLO charge into the middle to get dev struck by the Tennessee. Their Serov's low. Our cruiser is very low, but it's like, okay, well, it's a Serov against a Surrey, I think, over there. Actually picks up a clear skies, or maybe he already did. I was like, whatever. We're not going to get the Kraken. That's fine. But then, oh, Surrey goes down. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, get back, carrier. Get back. This is mine. Let me have it. Get back. I think I can even pick up the cap for a hat trick on the caps, and then sneak my way over here. Let's see. 15k health. Oh, but with the Robin. Yeah, so in this one I have the hull upgrade, but that's it. So I don't have the range upgrade on the guns. I've touched on that maybe in like the Vakayeen video, actually, weirdly enough. I think another actually was on this map. That's so funny. Whatever. Nobody cares except me, probably, but that's just funny to me. It was literally on this map that I did a Vakayeen match. I was flip spawn. I started on the south side of B. Anyway, I've mentioned it before. I have seen people say they don't pick up the gun upgrade on destroyers to like help the concealment. You know, you usually want to be upgrading. I just find there's too often where it's like, oh, there's somebody just like, I just need to reset them or whatever, or, you know, or you're going to be spotted anyway. I think I pick it up on pretty much every destroyer that I run. You know, just worth the times that I need it. So we pick up the Kraken with a burn out on the Serov. Love to sink a carrier. And we end up with a sweet 3k and a Kraken. GG.